All right, this episode might step on some toes. It might punch you in the gut, but if it hits, it's because you needed it. Here's the truth: podcasts don't make you money, books don't make you money, courses don't make you money, offers make you money. And I say this as a guy who runs a podcast, sells a course, reads constantly. So this is not anti education. This is anti hiding behind education. So most people don't have a knowledge problem. They have an action problem. Me too. I'm not saying this is only you guys. I am guilty of this as well. What we tend to do is we tell ourselves, I'll just read one more book. I'm just going to listen to one more episode. No. I'm going to do one more market study, one more spreadsheet tweak. And that feels productive because I'm there too. I tell myself that every single day. But in reality, what it feels is safe. So consuming is comfortable. Consuming that education, telling yourself you just need to read one more book, you need to understand a little bit more, is comfortable. Submitting offers is uncomfortable. It's putting us in the shoes of, what if we get this $1 million thing on the property? What the heck are we going to do? How are we going to close on it? How are we going to find the capital? How are we going to operate it properly? What if the building's falling apart? What if there are rats in the apartments? What if there are roaches? What if there are termites? What if there's shingles falling off the roof? What if there's a leak? What if there's issues with the foundation? What if somebody dies in the apartment? Guys, I've dealt with all of this. This is all what's happening today in my portfolio. So submitting offers and getting involved in something like this is uncomfortable. It is so easy to sit back in a warm car or an air-conditioned car when you're sitting there listening to a new audiobook, learning just a little bit more, listening to a podcast like this one, learning just a little bit more, jumping into a multifamily group where you can kind of hide and make sure that you're not really under the gun and just learning a little bit more. But guys, you have to get out there. You have to pop in offers. So again, to repeat, consuming education is comfortable. Submitting offers is uncomfortable. One of them strokes the ego. The other one risks rejection and failure. Which one are you going to choose? I'm going to tell you today, right now, that I am so comfortable with you failing. I am okay with you failing. And if you do fail, know that I got your back. I'm going to give you a hug. I will pick you back up. I will dust you off, and you're going to keep going because failures are okay as long as we learn from them. Nobody accidentally becomes an investor. You don't wake up one day and say, wow, all that content finally turned into a deal. It's like Gary Vee says, talking about doing push-ups does not build strength. You have to do the push-ups. Deals come from decisions, not from downloading another OM, not from staring at another rent roll. Obviously, you got to do all that stuff, but it doesn't come from downloading more of them and looking at more of them. You can listen to 300 episodes on underwriting, but if you never submit an offer, if you never pop in that LOI, you are still sitting on the sidelines, and it's comfortable. Yeah, I'm being harsh, maybe, but is it true? Yes, I am being truthful, open, and honest with you because I've been there. I was terrified to pop in my first few offers, and I still hear from people that people are not popping in offers. Well, then what are you doing? Let me clarify something. It's okay to be pencils down. It's okay to say no and not do a bad deal. It's totally fine. You shouldn't do bad deals, right? But if you see a deal that kind of makes sense and you're very interested in it, and what's stopping you is you think that you might not have enough education, now we're talking about a problem, okay? I want you to stop that because there's a lot that happens once you submit an offer. You might get rejected. You might go into contract and find some things that might need renegotiating. There's a lot that's going to happen from offer to contract to close. So I don't want you getting stuck in the mindset of, well, I'm just not even going to offer because of what might happen. Offers and making offers, either verbally, through text, through brokers, officially, it does three things for you. So number one, it's going to sharpen your brain. When you submit an offer, suddenly the numbers actually matter. It's a big deal. Assumptions matter. Mistakes are going to hurt you, and you learn faster because now the stakes are real. It's like paying for a course. You're never going to show up to a course that's free. Very few of us do. A small percentage of people have that motivation. But if you pay for something, you're going to show up. Same thing with making offers. Now you're in it. You have some stakes involved. There's money involved. There's money on the line. Number two, I've said this before, making offers builds relationships. Brokers don't care about how many podcast episodes you listen to. They don't care about how many books you've read. They care about the fact that you're in the game. Even bad offers are conversation starters. You get feedback. They build reps in you and build credibility for you and the broker. Silence, not making offers, builds nothing. They don't even know who you are. And number three, offers force clarity. You can't hide when you submit an offer. You either understand the deal or you don't. And that feedback loop is priceless. So when I first started making offers, I'll never forget this. I submitted an offer to a group, Marcus and Millichap, a very big group, and the guy asked me questions that I could not answer. This was early 2020, and I failed. I ended up saying, okay, let me take my offer off the table, and I took it off. But it was crucial for that because he saw me as somebody that was, yes, a novice, but somebody that also was realistic. And when I did not have the proper answer, I went back to the drawing board, and that's when I educated myself a bit more. And it's okay then, because once you realize you make a mistake, then you can fix and correct that mistake. And being in the game forces a little bit more output. It's like having a personal trainer. You're not going to work as hard in the gym by yourself. If you have a personal trainer, somebody pushing you, where stakes are involved, where there's somebody telling you you have to do this, or a team is involved and people are pushing you, that's when you get better, not when you're doing this alone. So when you're sitting there listening to a podcast, which is absolutely necessary and fun and good, but you're choosing that over making an offer of a property that you might actually really like, now we have an issue. So make that offer, pop it in. If you found a deal that is really worth it, pop it in, start the conversation. The worst that can happen is you get it under contract, you go through due diligence, you find some things that you don't like, and you either renegotiate, bail, or close on it. That's it. No big deal. You might lose a little bit of money, and that's okay. If you really want to be involved in this game, you have to understand that you might lose some money from time to time. But the pros know that, and the pros play that game very well. I've seen people put hundreds of thousands of dollars hard on the line day one without inspecting a property. I've seen people put over $1 million hard day one to get a property under contract. Now that is what pros do. Are you competing with pros, or are you just a no-show? Think about it, guys. So let's call it out. Why don't people submit offers? Well, people don't avoid offers because they're lazy. I don't think people are inherently lazy, especially if you're interested in multifamily real estate. I think it's because you are scared, and I've been there too. You might be scared of looking dumb, being told no, wasting people's time, being exposed, and here's the irony in all of that. The fastest way to look dumb is to actually never take action. So confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after reps. And one of my really good friends nailed this home for me this week. He was talking about it on TikTok. His name is Neil Shep. And he was talking about confidence doesn't come before action. It actually comes after reps, after taking action. You gain confidence. So we all have the mentality backwards. We have to get involved. We have to jump in and take action. And then confidence comes afterwards. So I didn't start confident. I submitted offers that didn't get accepted, that didn't pencil, that didn't make sense, that I didn't have the right answers to, as I said before. But each one taught me something, and eventually brokers started calling me back. Partners started listening. Deals started closing, not because I consumed more, but because I submitted more offers. So here is my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, consume less content, analyze fewer deals. All right, I said it. I'm always saying the opposite. But if you're the person that is never offering on deals, it is time to consume less. I know that you have one deal in the dozens that you have underwritten or looked at that you're curious about. Analyze fewer deals. Pull out that one deal. The one deal that you didn't offer on. I don't care if that deal is sold. You're going to follow up with the broker in the next 30 days and start offering on that particular deal, because I know you have one that you're looking at, and offer on more deals. And if you're a little bit hesitant, if you're a little afraid, offer a few $1,000s less. That's it. Even if the deals are ugly, guys, even if you're overly conservative, even if you're going to get rejected and you know it, submit the darn offer, because momentum comes from movement, guys. You got to take action, right? I believe it's Newton who wrote this. An object at rest will remain at rest. An object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force. Don't be that external force that is crushing your dreams. Keep that object in motion. Keep submitting offers. And I will leave you with this. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more content. You don't need more theory. You need one thing: skin in the game. Stop consuming, start submitting offers, and that's how investors are built. All right, and that's a wrap, Small Axe community. So I wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much for listening to the show. And if you liked it or got any value from it, it would really mean the world to me if you would share it with someone else and write a review. Remember, guys, keep sharpening those axes. Let's get out there. Let's crush it. Love you guys.